Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I appreciate everyone that checked out yesterday's video. Here we are, day 2, and this will probably be the last of a daily upload just because I don't have anything planned for tomorrow. Today I did want to check out and let you guys know, because I mean all of you guys are wondering. You guys are all sitting at home wondering, Hern, what do you watch? What kind of horror movies do you like and you watch? Well, since all of you guys do want to know, and since you all asked, thought I'd take you through a little tour of what I watch. I prefer physical media over digital. That's just a personal preference. I like the collection aspect of it. I like having a physical copy of it. That's all. There's no, I'm no better than anybody else for having streaming services or stuff like that. So I'm just going to walk through what I have on hand and would be ready to watch for a killer movie night. First up on the list is my favorite slasher, and that's going to have to be Friday the 13th. Jason is just my favorite bad guy. He's my favorite good guy. I love all these movies personally. I think every single one after the next gets better, even if it's a worse movie, even if it's not as good as the last one, it's still better in some kind of aspect. I just have this one on the 8-film collection, and then the newer one, the remake one, you can find the 8-kill collection at like Walmart for like $15. Next up, I actually really like paranormal movies, something like Dark Entities type stuff, type beat more than slasher movies, and that's going to be probably one of my favorite ones is Lights Out. That shit had me on the edge of my seat. There's a lot of horror elements that I'm not going to get into now. It hits a lot of them, and that's why I always liked it. The first time I ever saw this when I was actually in Korea. I was in the movie theaters, and that shit was scary. Next up on my list is the OG, the double feature, the Blair Witch. Sorry for that glare, but see, if I hold it like that, I should have preemptively knew to hold my DVDs like that. I'm a huge found footage fan. I love the absolute worst of the worst found footage, and I love the best of the best. And Blair Witch is just I would say a staple of what, was the big foundation of found footage. Next up on my list is The Corpse Bride. This movie is super easy to get in a physical copy. I would have other movies like Paranormal and other like Scooby-Doo related cartoon movies, but they're pretty hard to find. I don't enjoy buying things online. I prefer to find things in store. There's a more level of excitement for me, which means that I rarely have the movies I want to have on hand. It seems like it's a lot longer of a movie, which is why I enjoy it more. You have to pay attention throughout the whole thing. And I mean, that's basically it. Next up is a mainstream one. I have the Conjuring. I have 2 copies of it because I thought that this one, I looked at the thing, I looked at the camera since it's in reverse. I was like, damn. I was like, this one. The case, badass. Case is badass. Love the case. Super cool. And then there's just the OG just in the case. Just in a regular CD case. Which then I was like, oh, if I buy this one, it's going to be a better, collection piece. Turns out I was bean boozled. The inside of this is that one. I really liked the last Conjuring movie, and I've seen a lot of bundles, which I might get, but I've only ever seen them on Blu-ray, which sucks because I don't like Blu-ray. They're not aesthetically pleasing to me, so that's really the only hate I have against Blu-ray. Next up, a banger, an absolute banger. If you've been watching Shudder and you're a big follower on the Twitter about it all, Host was a phenomenal movie. A Shudder original. It is like the whole concept, A, found footage, B, the budgeting for it and how at home it was DIY style. Awesome, fucking awesome movie. And I freaked out when I saw this one because I didn't think I would find an actual physical copy at like my local movie store. So getting that was awesome. I know that the director of this movie is going to be working on he worked on a second one that he put out at a film festival called Dashcam, and I will be looking forward to that. Extremely excited. Next up was another Shudder exclusive, The Cleansing Hour. I liked the concept of it. It seemed like it would be a found footage, but it's not. It's kind of like them filming something and it goes wrong, which sounds like found footage, but it's really not found footage. I liked it because the kills were pretty extreme. And also getting Shudder exclusives on physical copy was like OG. There's nothing too crisp about that one, just a plain Jane to me, but still cool to have on hand. Next up, we're approaching my personal favorite movies of all time. First one is going to be, and this collection is in the works right now, but it is the Paranormal Activity franchise. I have every single one except for number 4 and number 5, if I'm not mistaken. Paranormal Activity is my I was about to say favorite. I was going to pull the trigger on favorite, but I don't want to say favorite because it's not. I have some other ones that I like a lot more. The Paranormal Activity franchise is it gets shit on a lot because, because it's bad, it's, whatever. I wrote a whole article about found footage and my feelings on it. and the rise and the downfall. If you want to check that out on the website, you can. If not, then whatever. I love the movies. They're original. And that sounds kind of crazy. Like, no, they don't. Ghost haunting a house? What are you talking about? To me, it was the opening gate for horror movies for me. Once I saw the first one, I was opened to everything, and that one stuck with me the most. That is my OG horror movie to me. So I've seen a lot of collector's bundles for these movies, and I plan on getting them, but I want to find it, but I know I just have accepted the fact that the odds are against me to find it in the store. I'll just take the L and probably order it online, so there's that. Moving on to my probably second favorite, and that is Monster House. And if you know me, you know I fuck with a good animated cartoon movie. Monster House doesn't have any kind of like delivering message. It doesn't have any kind of like crazy like meaning behind it. It's literally just a group of kids fight a monster house, and that's it. That's all it is. I don't remember exactly when this came out, but I remember watching it as a kid and now, and I still enjoy it just as much. Last but not least, but actually it is the most, I don't know, the Evil Dead 2013 remake. I'm not going to go too much in depth on this. I'm not going to go super heavy into it. All I'm going to say is this is my favorite movie of all time. Does everyone hate remakes and reboots? Absolutely they do. Do they have a real reason to? No, they don't. I loved Evil Dead Original. I did. It's everybody does. It's awesome. I have it on VHS. I think I have 2 copies of it on VHS because it's such a good movie. Love Bruce Campbell. But the 2013 remake is, now I've said baller all day. It's baller gruesome. It has some of the best kills I have seen in a movie. I could rewatch that thing every single day, and I'll still have the same exact feelings about it. I can't put into words how much I enjoy this movie. And if you haven't seen it, you need to see it. And don't be such a reboot hater. I know it's not done by exactly the same people, and it might be under a different kind of team, but it's still a really good movie, and it deserves a watch for sure. I will defend this movie to the grave. Definitely check it out. And I also just realized, little backstory, this is WNUF Halloween special. I found this shirt at a thrift store. Finding anything Halloween clothing related in a thrift store, I'm going to buy. But I never watched the movie. I just saw that it was a movie, and I watched it last night, actually. And I don't have anything bad to say. It's a found footage movie, but it's something that you would put on during like a Halloween party or like a horror party and not actually give your attention to, because it's not meant to be a story-driven thing. But after doing some research, it's pretty cool. The budget was only $1,500. I think that's pretty cool. Even though like 60% of it is just commercials, like fakely made commercials, which I'm jealous of because I would love to be a part of fakely made commercials. The movie wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. And I just, it just was a repeating, and I'll try to do my best impression of it. It was like a, welcome back to WNUF Halloween special. And stuff like that. I was sitting there watching it, and my coworker came in because I was watching it at work. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I was watching it at work. Came in and said, "Are you watching like 80s TV?" And for a moment, I stopped and I said, "No, I'm watching this shitty movie." And I said, "Well, it convinced you that I was actually watching 80s television. So it did its job, and I appreciate that." That's basically everything I watch right now. I'm growing my collection, but these are the movies that I would give my time to again, and that's why I do have them on physical copy. I don't think I'd have a collection of movies that I wouldn't watch just for having them in my collection. If I'm going to get a movie, it's because I'm going to rewatch it and watch it every time. So again, thanks for checking out this video. I'm going to have more stuff coming up. I think I have a very big special coming up with a friend of mine. We're going to be talking about Thanksgiving and everything else, and maybe doing a little pizzazzy-thaz there. Till then, have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.